Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I will be guiding you on this journey. I just wanted to introduce the tarot deck that we're going to use today, and also the, I guess we can call it an oracle deck that we're going to use. I don't really have anything else to say other than, of course, thank you so much to those who are participating in the 333 readings. I am still offering those. The details of that is in the description. I think they're so cool. Like every single one that I have done, like the cards that have come out have just like so perfectly gone together. I don't know. It's awesome. But thank you so much to those of you who have participated in that. And I hope you're all, holding up okay. I know we have an eclipse this week on the 3rd, which is actually tomorrow, March 3rd. It's literally happening right on top of my 3rd house Virgo moon. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope these messages reach near and far, I mean, I always do, but maybe I have a little bit of an oomph from that. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the tarot deck that we are going to use. Ooh, and this is actually the first little tarot bag that I got from, you would think that I would actually have it like pulled up. Okay, rude. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I'll put it in the description though. The little tarot bags, they're so cute. I have like 3 of them so far. But anyway, we're going to be using Pastel Dreams for the tarot deck. And then I have Mudra's deck that we're going to be using for the oracle. I don't know, I pulled one of these cards for me this last week, and it was like so perfect for, and I shuffled the same way that I always do until a card came out, and it was so perfect for what was like on my mind, and the hardest part is just remembering to do it, like a couple times. But there's, of course, the mudra on one side, and then on the other side is information about that. So I'll read that to you, and I'll also include a screenshot of it for a couple seconds in the video, just in case you want to also take a screenshot or dude, whatever. Okay, let's get into the readings. Great. So this is the reading for the 4-1 human design profile. The opportunist investigators. If you don't know your human design profile, there is a link in the description for you to get your human design body graph, and your profile will be listed on there. I don't know why, for some reason, it keeps going through my head to say howdy cowboys and cowgirls. I don't know where that is coming from. So we have the Hierophant. We have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. One more. One more. No. 2. 2 more. We'll take 2. And then the Tower at the bottom of the deck. The Strength card, the Wheel of Fortune. And let's get your Mudra card. I've been reading the Mudra card at the end of the reading because it's kind of cool to see like how it fits. Okay. How it fits into the reading. We are not going to take 2 of these. We just want 1. Performance Mudra. Self-confidence, I am sure. And like I said, we'll read the back of it. It would have been cool if it was like green or yellow, since that's like a theme. Dang, the Tower, the High Priestess, the Death card. Oh, these Major Arcana cards. I wonder if there's some realization happening here that a community, an institution, a path, even belief. Did I say that? There's some sort of recognition that there's an imbalance of giving and receiving. The Hierophant talks about traditional institutions. That could be college. It could be just education in general, work, as far as, your traditional type of career. Marriage is even a traditional institution. They call it the institution of marriage, right? Religion is in there, or even spirituality can be in there as well. Although I won't get into that. But I just kind of feel like a lot of spirituality is like the same principles as religion without calling it Christianity or whatever, but it's like following the same framework, and that's what I just don't like about spirituality. Anyway, so yeah, religion, even like your family traditions. And it's interesting because, and I feel like we talk about this a lot with the 4-1 profile. And part of me, like, I worry about sounding like a broken record, but also we always kind of end up there, and we end up there or here because you guys are the only ones that have the fixed fate or the juxtaposition incarnation cross. You guys are literally designed to follow your own path. You have a path from A to B. And sure, conditioning, which is the Hierophant, it is conditioning. It could be, indoctrination. It can be, again, like other people enforcing their beliefs or their ways of living, onto you. And there is a structure here. It's the Hierophant is taking teachings, knowledge, and it's like passing it on, right? Because that's really all those institutions are doing, like religion, right? I mean, it is the sharing of this storybook or the Bible, right? It's sharing of their interpretation, that religion's interpretation of like whatever their Bible is, right? I mean, it's not like, the Bible is universal and everybody uses the same thing, but and how long that has been around, right? And it's just kind of like regurgitated, and it's taught and passed down. And there is community around that. There are people who follow those principles, those values, those morals, and also are, of course, like part of that community. It's the same with like going to school, any type of schooling, but there's a teacher who already has the experience that they're sharing, they're teaching their students, right? It could be a mentor student type of relationship. Marriage, again, right? I mean, there is a tradition around marriage. Like every culture has tradition around marriage. What else? I mean, I'm sure you get the point though, right? And again, like it does become your beliefs. It does, kind of become ingrained in you, and like how you navigate life, like how you view things, how you think of yourself, how you think of others. It's interesting because I mean, there's these two kids down here. This is usually, I mean, it's the Pope here. An older gentleman. I mean, this could be something that is generational. This could be something that, was kind of instilled in you as a child by a grandparent, or, I mean, of course, it can be your parent as well, because, I mean, they are, of course, older than you. Maybe it was that, like, your parent was much older when they did have you, type of thing. It could even just be ancestral or like generational in some capacity, because it can also even be that, if you didn't have that structure, if you didn't have that belief system, but it's like, I think that it's human nature for people to want to have something to believe in. A lot of people, of course, not everybody. But, maybe this was a practice that you established for yourself because you were missing that structure, or you were missing, just the guide rails, or even the community. And whatever aspect that is. And the part where I was saying, like, it's like there's some realization that you're not getting what you are giving, is because of the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Because upright, the Six of Pentacles is like an equal energy exchange. Pentacles do have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time and our physical presence. Like, where are we investing our time? How are we investing our time? And where are we physically showing up in our lives? It's also our body and our health. And, we can see this king here that is sharing their, I was going to say their abundance, but then I was like, I don't know if that's the right word, but they're sharing their materials, resources, money, food, energy, they're standing there, right? And there are these people down here, 2 children, 1 adult here. I think that's an adult. Looks like it. Who are there asking for assistance, right? So, I mean, this card does talk about charity or give and take. It's recognizing that you have enough to where, like, you want to share it. It's also, what is also interesting is that this card can also be equivalent or like parallel to the Hierophant, because, like, let's just kind of take volunteering, for instance. There is an organization or a person or whatever who needs assistance, right? And for whatever reason, whether, it's budgeting, they don't have the budget to pay additional people for the work, or, I mean, it could be a tax write-off, although I'm not sure if they can, like, I don't know if they can write that off. I mean, I'm assuming, I mean, they're receiving free labor. I also wonder if, like, depending on the type of organization, if they are required to have so much volunteer work available. I don't know. But anyway, right? So there's an organization that has a need. There is a person who has the time, has the interest, It's usually something that people believe in, that they volunteer for. So like there's an energy exchange there. The organization is receiving the assistance. The person is, receiving even experience and being of service, charity, right? I mean, grants as well. Like there's not usually strings attached to the Six of Pentacles. So I just like, I don't ever really talk about loans because you usually have to pay loans back. But like grants, you usually don't have to pay grants back. So in the reverse, or I don't know if I actually like finished my thought about these being like very similar. Like this would be, of course, the Pope, because that's who is depicted here. This would be more of like the priest that's like out there, in the community, in the church, giving, sermons or they're supposed to be feeding the poor and all of that. Although, I don't know, like if you saw that like social experiment that one girl did where like when the government shutdown was going on, she was calling churches to get 1 can of formula and the majority of the churches turned her down. That's this in reverse. It's like being careful not to be taken advantage of. Whatever this is over here, whether it is your relationship, whether it is a community or a institution, whatever that is, whether it's a job, it's an education institution. But like I said, like with these two, it's like there's some sort of imbalance going on there, and you recognize that too. And with the Strength card and the Wheel of Fortune, I do wonder if it's like there's something changing for you, but there's clearly something changing for you. I was just like looking at, because usually, like on the Strength card, the person is handling the lion in some capacity. They're not like wrestling with it, but they're just handling it, And the thing that just went through my mind, this is Taurus, Leo, Jupiter, which is Sagittarius or Pisces. The Tower is Mars or Aries or Scorpio. But the thing that just went through my head is that Jupiter is going to be moving into Leo like in June. Wherever Leo is in your chart, I mean, obviously I know we're talking human design here, but astrology is included in there as well. But I just wonder if this shift that's happening is going to really, like, you're really going to see the changes come June or July even. It really has this feeling of almost, I want to say, your own belief system. Like, you don't have to totally drop the whole institution of marriage, the whole idea of furthering your education, or the whole premise of religion. It's not like you have to like become atheist or like a monk or something. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it could just be that you're recognizing that your belief, it's like anchoring into your own beliefs. It could even be, trying to find something that aligns more with that, because the Wheel of Fortune is change. The way things have been going are going to change. I always see the Wheel of Fortune as a good card, no matter where and how it shows up. And like I said, it really does just, we cannot get around change. And with the strength card, it again, like that to me is the thing that feels like anchoring into yourself and really like grounding into your own path. Because like I was kind of saying before about, the 4 1s and having the fixed fate, and like you have a point A to point B that the other profiles don't really have. We have a bunch of loops and twists. I mean, of course everybody does have that, like I said, like, there it's easy to be caught off track. Then it's about, finding your way back. And I'm also like, I'm always so curious how that like expresses in a 4-1, because I only know one 4-1 in my life. And she's not really into like human design or anything. So it's hard. Like it's hard to explain to her and also like get feedback. So yeah, I would love to know how that expresses for you. Like, do you have like the feeling of a compass? Like, is it just like kind of a knowing? And also like my friend, like from the time I've known her, she has always had an interest in like helping either prisoners who get released, like they served their sentence or whatever. She's always had an interest in helping them get back on their feet, and even like kids especially. And when they like age out of foster care, and if they don't really have an established foundation under them, like she has a real interest in wanting to help build that foundation. And it's always been there for her. Like it's always been an interest. It's just like she knows that's what she wants to do. It's a matter of doing it, and it's a matter of timing and of course all of the things. But I have no doubt that she will. And I can't wait to see like what she creates, But yeah, I mean, like I said, like, I really do wonder how that feels. Like, what is your experience with that? If you feel like sharing. Or, I mean, if you don't feel like sharing publicly, you can always like message me on Instagram too. Even like this strength card, because I keep like going back to look at this strength card, it feels like working with obstacles versus fighting against them. Because like she's literally like just petting this lion, and this lion's just sitting there enjoying it, but it's like, it's like, it's almost like changing your perspective, like your mindset, even though these are both fire cards. Changing your motivation, your approach, the actions that you take towards a thing as well. It could even just be like taking small steps. And then the Tower card, like I said, at the bottom of the deck, on top of the Hierophant, the High Priestess on the Six of Pentacles, and the Death card, and then the Ace of Swords. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 major arcana cards. Yeah, whatever this Hierophant is, it really is no longer serving you in the capacity that it used to. It's kind of like one of those things that like you got what you needed to get out of it, because the Tower it's sudden change, it's upheaval, it's structures crumbling. But it's only going to affect the things that are no longer serving you. So it's not like it's just going to blow up your whole life. But if it's a job, if it's a relationship, if it is a community, like whatever it is that is, holding you back, making you feel small, taking something away from you, even if it is like a belief in yourself, like whatever that thing is, the Hierophant, that is the thing that is going to be taken out. And it's also, this is like this is like blowing a bridge up, like there would be no real like returning to it. And why would you want to anyway? I mean, you can be in gratitude, right? Like, I mean, of course, right? I did get what I needed to get out of that, whatever it was. But I outgrew it outgrew me, like whatever it is, it just is. There's no, it doesn't have to be like a negative thing. The High Priestess here, and like I said, it's almost like you're developing like your own system of beliefs. Like you can still believe in marriage, in religion, in school, in traditional work, in like whatever, but also like have your own way of navigating that, or being a part of it. Actually, this is about like intuition. This is also being in tune with your star player. For me, that's my higher self. It could be God, source, divine, spirit, if you believe in a higher power. If you don't, then it's like being locked in with your own intuition. It's trusting yourself. It could be strategy and authority as well. I mean, they're reading the Torah here, which there's this like fated aspect, and like not necessarily, I'm not gonna say, I was gonna say karma, but not karma in that sense. But it's like you are exactly where you are meant to be at this point in your human experience. And it is because you got what you needed to get out of this. But it's also like one of those things of, if you can't let it go yourself, like if you can't recognize that the energy has been satisfied, then the Tower will like take it out for you, because it is time to move on. It is time to trust yourself, to reconnect to yourself, to honor your path. The Death card, something is ending so something can begin again, even like with this change. The Strength card is also about just like resilience and really like sticking through something. It's like feeling the fear and doing it anyway. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, like Kelly Clarkson started going through my head. But we have the Death card here. The Death card says, every new beginning disguises itself as an end. Something has to end in order for something new to begin. Like they cannot exist at the same time, except for that moment where one thing is ended and the next thing begins. But it's like you have to let go of something. You have to end something, whatever it is, a cycle. We have the Wheel of Fortune, a behavior, a pattern, again, a relationship, a connection, even like attachment to something. Because a Death card is just as much about rebirth as it is about death. And of course, it's not like actual, it's not, it's like, the Phoenix. That type of thing. Like you have to turn into ashes in order to be reborn. And that could even be why, the Strength card is out here, because, it takes a lot of trust. Like it takes a lot of self-trust, which I think we've talked about in here as well. Like it's like wanting change. And it's like nothing changes if nothing changes. Right? So something, there's something here that is changing in a big fucking way for you. And we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is a new idea, a new truth, new inspiration, a new mindset. It's almost kind of like the possibilities open up. Your brain expands. Like I just felt that in my head. It's like all of a sudden, like ideas are just boom, 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 boom. Like it's like you can see the whole thing unfolding. The Knight of Wands taking action towards something. Inspired action. This is, it's having the motivation to do it. It's having even like that inspiration and letting your passion drive you. The Six of Wands here, success, recognition. Don't get lost in your head about it. It could also even be really healing to whatever is going on in your head, actually. And let's read this self-confidence. I am sure, if you want to take a picture of that. Performance Mudra. Can you see that okay? This mudra helps in exam situations and performance on stage, etc. The index fingers point upwards and the thumbs point to the heart. Give of your best and give yourself over to the goodwill and higher understanding in the hearts of the people around you. You wish to achieve something which is of benefit to all, including yourself. To this end, you place whatever it is that is at stake under the auspices of the higher powers. Take the following terms into your heart. Plant them like seeds in the earth, and they will germinate, come into flower, and then give a rich harvest. Self-assurance, self-confidence, self-awareness. See how perfect... See how perfect that is? I love it. I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.